If you've been watching the Kamloops real estate market lately, you probably noticed something that feels a bit confusing. Some homes are selling fairly quickly, sometimes with solid activity, while other homes, often in the similar price points, are just sitting on the market. The days of market are starting to stack up, the showings are starting to feel quiet, and sellers are starting to wonder what is going on. So today I want to break this down. Why are some homes in Kamloops not selling right now, while others still are? And more importantly, what does this actually mean for buyers and sellers in 2026? If we haven't met before, my name is Scott McDowell, and I run a real estate team here in Kamloops called the Kamloops Home Team at Royal LePage Westwind Realty. Along with my team and I, we work together with both buyers and sellers across Kamloops every single week. So what I'm sharing today is not theory, it's based on real listings, real showings, and real feedback that we're seeing in today's market. And if you find these local market breakdowns helpful, make sure you hit the subscribe button as I post videos every single week. So one thing I want to say right away is that homes not selling right now does not mean that the market is broken. It does mean that the market has shifted. The buyers are no longer rushing, they are starting to compare. They're being a little bit more selective, and it's the first time in a long time that the sellers actually need a little bit of strategy, not just a for sale sign on the lawn. One of the biggest reasons right now that homes aren't selling comes down to the condition of the house. Buyers' tolerance for the condition has changed dramatically over the past couple of years. In a hotter market, buyers were willing to overlook a dated kitchen, worn out flooring, or deferred maintenance because the competition forced their hand. That's definitely not happening right now with renovations costs so high, the trades tend to be busy, and buyers are a little bit nervous about unexpected expenses. So the homes that feel like projects, even just small ones, tend to get passed over unless the value reflects for the work that is required. What we're seeing is that move-in ready homes, even if they're not 100% perfect, are definitely attracting more interest. The homes that need a little bit more work definitely can still sell, but they usually need a little bit more sharper pricing and definitely need a little bit more specific buyer. Another big factor right now is timing, especially coming out of winter. Winter traditionally is a slower time in Kamloops. Fewer buyers are actively looking, the daylight is limited, the weather alone reduces the showing traffic. Homes in Kamloops listed in late fall or winter definitely can carry a little bit of a higher days on market as we head into the new year. Even if the home itself is solid, the buyers tend to read the days on market as a signal, fair or not, that something might be wrong and there might be some room to negotiate. This is why timing and momentum matters so much in today's market. Sometimes a home doesn't need a full overhaul, it just needs a reset, maybe better presentation or refreshed marketing, or a strategic adjustment that introduces the property to some new buyers coming up in the springtime. Another reason that homes aren't selling right now is a competition within some specific segments of the market, and this one is huge. Right now, there are certain price ranges and neighborhoods in Kamloops that are just simply crowded. Buyers aren't choosing between 1 or 2 homes, they might be choosing between 10 or 15 similar properties. And when this happens, buyers become extremely more comparative. Small differences matter more than ever. The layout, natural light, yard space, parking, suite potential, all these details can be the difference between a showing and no showing and an offer and no offer. So if a home is competing in this segment with a lot of similar inventory, it needs to clearly stand out with the presentation, the features, or the value. Otherwise, it just blends in with everybody else and just gets skipped over. And another factor that doesn't get talked about right now is expectations. Some homes aren't selling right now because expectations haven't fully caught up to today's market yet. Sellers may still feel anchored to what the neighborhood sold for last year, or what their home could have sold for in a different market, possibly at the peak of the market, which is now 4 years ago now. And at the same time, the buyers are recalibrating for what feels more comfortable based on interest rates and monthly payments in today's market. So when the expectations on both sides don't line up, the market slows. It's not because buyers have disappeared, but it's because they've become a little bit more selective in today's market. And this brings me up to my last point, which is pricing. This is where everything ties together. Pricing today isn't about chasing the market or guessing where things might go. It's about understanding where your home sits relative to everything else that a buyer can choose from in the market today. One thing to understand is that buyers aren't looking at your home in isolation. They're comparing your home against other listings in the same neighborhood, other listings at the same price point, or even in different areas that might offer more value for the money. When a home is priced as if it were in last year's market or at the peak of the market, the buyers aren't just rushing in anymore. They take a pause, they wait, and often they move on to something that feels a little bit more better overall, as a better overall fit. Price is rarely the first thing that causes a home not to sell, but it's usually the last adjustment after condition, timing, competition, and expectations are taken into account. And the homes that are selling right now are typically the ones where the pricing reflects today's reality, strategy is flexible, and the sellers are meeting the market where it is today, not where it used to be. So if you're wondering whether this is a bad sign that some homes aren't selling in today's market, it's not. It's definitely a sign that we're in a little bit more of a balanced market where preparation, presentation, and pricing actually matter again. If you are thinking about buying a home in Kamloops this year, understanding these factors early can make a big difference of how smoothly things are going to go when you go to sell your house. If you're a buyer, this kind of market often rewards patience and preparation and asking the right questions. So if you are thinking about buying or selling, or you want an honest conversation about where your plans are and where your home fits in today's market, that's exactly what our team does every single day. No pressure, no hype, just clear advice. And if you have found this information helpful, make sure you subscribe to our channel. I post weekly videos, help breaking down exactly what's happening in the Kamloops real estate market so you can make a confident, informed decision for your move. Thanks again for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye now.